Hello, happy Friday. Welcome to Zip Upcast. I'm going to switch the filter. Sorry. Yeah, that was crazy. I look like a weird AI version of like a Hollywood star if you're streaming and can't visually see it. Very, very scary. Look like a wax figure. So I'm just going to go with my tried and true filter. The beard, or the one with 5 o'clock scruff shadow, makes me feel more manly. Plus, I'm wearing a wife beater in case you can't see me. Let's go into the podcast, shall we? Happy Friday, by the way. Welcome to the weekend. Hopefully you survived. Hopefully something good is happening. And yeah, let's hope for a wonderful, positive weekend where we can rest and restore. And let's dive right in because Taylor Swift's appearance on the Kelsey Brothers podcast broke the internet. The biggest news is that she shared the cover of her track list, The Life of a Showgirl. She also debuted some fashion photo shoots and the cover. And the release date is October 3rd, which is coincidentally Mean Girls Day. So no idea on what the era of this musical journey is going to be for Taylor Swift, but I've said this before. I'm not the biggest fan of Taylor Swift. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. I feel Ricky Bob. I don't know what to do with my hands. They're just sitting in front of my face. I've said this before. I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan. I don't think that she's a good singer. I think she would have failed every talent show that she would have been on. However, I think she's got a pleasant voice. She can sing. Technically, she can sing. And I do think this about her. I think she's a brilliant, smart woman who knows her business. And I think a lot of people could learn from her because she's a juggernaut when it comes to how she handles her business. And I respect her game. So there you go. Life of a Showgirl out in October. Celebrities with strange, expensive collections include Tom Hanks. He collects typewriters. Very interesting. Angelina Jolie has a ton of knives. Why is that not scary to me? Penelope Cruz collects coat hangers. So weird. I collect toys like this one, a little Wolfman hat, and lots of things from Spirit Halloween as of late. Leonardo DiCaprio may prefer younger companions, but emotionally, he says he feels 32. That's why he gravitates towards younger women. Oh, okay. So he's 50, but he feels younger at heart. That's why he dates younger women. But he does want to let you know that he's 50 and more of his life is behind him than ahead of him, he says. I don't think that. I think he's in the prime of his life and he's still killing it. He's doing some major things. By the way, he sat down for an interview. He was offered the role of Dirk Diggler in Boogie Nights, and he says that's the one role that he regrets turning down. And, you know, it went famously to Mark Wahlberg. But a part of me is like, I think Leonardo DiCaprio would have killed that role. I really think he would have. Typically, like when you hear of like another actor being cast for a role that you love, like Matthew McConaughey, for instance, being cast or offered the role, or auditioning, I should say, for Titanic. It went to Leo DiCaprio. I couldn't see Matthew McConaughey doing Jack that well. I could see Leonardo DiCaprio playing Dirk Diggler for some reason. That's just me. And I watched that movie, by the way, when I was with my bandmates in my boy band. It was the weirdest movie. It's about the porn industry, so definitely don't recommend watching that if you can't handle the adult truth. Yesterday, or I should say a couple days ago, President Trump announced this year's Kennedy Center honorees, including George Strait, Sylvester Stallone, and Kiss. He also revealed that he's personally been strong-armed into hosting the show. That's crazy that he would say that out loud. Just don't do it. He's the president. He doesn't have to. I mean, I guess it is the Kennedy Center honors. It's typically done. It's hosted by, you know, the president or at least somebody in that caliber. It's so funny to me. He was personally been strong-armed into hosting the show. That is so funny to me when somebody doesn't want to do it and they let you know. I love that honesty. I don't know why. I just think it's funny. Mariah Carey remembers her hair freezing up while filming the video for her 1994 hit, All I Want for Christmas, which will be making its circulation yet again. She even still has her Santa Claus dress and wears it every year. Fun fact, she's expected to go #1 again on the Billboard charts with All I Want for Christmas, and she will break Lil Nas X's record for Old Town Road, spending the most weeks at #1 for a single song. So Mariah Carey he took the crown from Mariah Carey, and basically this year she's going to be snatching it back. I think that's fascinating. Jelly Roll's wife, Bunny XL, opened up about how tough in vitro fertilization is on her podcast. She's like, quote, somebody said the other day, they always used to be together. Now you never see them together. I'm like, do you guys not know for the past 6 months, I've been trying to make a baby? My heart goes out to a lot of people that struggle with conceiving because I think it's an emotional journey and it's hard. So props to you if you're doing that, and may the odds be ever in your favor and you have that little baby that you're dreaming of. Did you know that Willie Nelson, fun fact, is a 5th degree black belt in Korean martial art called Gong Kwan Yusul? I hope I said that correct. The the way it just rolled off my tongue. Gong Kwon Yusul. He's also a second degree black belt in Taekwondo. I took that when I was 14 years old after seeing the Power Rangers film. They had karate dojos at the movie theaters and I signed up. I did 3 days and I couldn't walk for a week and I stopped. And they polled Gen Z and millennials, and we found out that having friends costs you some coins, an average of about $250 a month to be exact. That's money spent on things like going out to brunch, dinners, bar nights, general hangouts. If you're with me, typically spotting me for a Spirit Halloween mask. I'm pretty good to my friends. I try to be good to my friends, and hopefully they think that. And hopefully it's a reciprocal relationship. That's the sign of a true friendship. And that's the podcast. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Head over to BobbyAdan.com, BOBBYADAN.com for all my links, all my streaming platforms, all my social handles. And I do want to give another nudge to the Hardy Heights podcast because it's on all major streaming platforms where you get Bobby's podcast as well. But that's done with my friend Dan Hardy from Denver. And we just had the most fun. And I say we because me and my old co-host Woody, we got to do that together. And it was so much fun. It was like being back on the morning show again, except we were in a much nicer studio. So a blast, a blast. And I can't leave you without a brief message from my sponsors. CS Custom Lines, Colorado owned for your Colorado home. I'm feeling it today. So we're doing the last push for summer and now's the time to buy because guess what? Prices are a little bit lower right now. And typically, as it always works out with inflation, prices are going to go up next year. So now's the time to lock in good prices on things like sunsetters or interior window coverings like blinds, shutters, shades, back to the sunsetter, retractable awning experience with a motor that goes off into a space outdoors, which is typically rendered so hot from the sun that you can't use it outside. So you stay inside in the air conditioning. Guess what? You can enjoy your space all over again in the shade and enjoy the views. And like I said, back to blinds, shutters, and shades. I've actually got all three in my house and all three serve a function. I think shutters make me feel rich. Blinds and shades also help with like the sunlight coverage and also keeping that cold air inside. They add some energy efficiency to your home. And guess what? It's an investment in your property. And for a limited time with CS Custom Blinds, you can get 0% interest for 18 months in lieu of a down payment. So there's flexibility with the options of your budget. And whatever you can imagine, they can make happen. And the in-home estimate is totally free. So call right now, 719-344-2799 or visit them online at cscustomblinds.com. CS Custom Blinds, they're Colorado owned for your Colorado home. Now, welcome to the weekend. We got this.